everybody, what is going on? Now I had made a video just a couple minutes earlier, but I had made it upside down, so I deleted it. So I've had practice, so I shouldn't make any mistakes. So anyway, we'll see. Anywho, reviewing basically everything I said already. I unloaded down in, what was it I unloaded? I unloaded someplace down in Florida, down by Fort Myers. And Immokalee is where I unloaded. Anyway, so I unloaded down there in Immokalee at noon, and then I boogied on up here and ran out of time, and so I'm in a rest area just north of Tampa, Florida. Looks like it's called Lutz, L-U-T-Z, Lutz, Florida. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and we're raiding a bunch on the way up. The sun is out now. It's every time I look out the windshield, it's hard on my eyes, especially with all the weight. Here, look, show you guys with all that white on them trailers reflected back in the. You notice how when I turn the camera around, how the sound changes? It's because if I change it to the front camera, it's got a microphone in the front and it's got a microphone in the back. I think that's pretty cool, but it picks up a lot of the one in the front is more sensitive and picks up a lot of noise. So anyway, we'll have to pay attention to that and be aware of it. So been booking loads, and let's show you what I've been doing here. So this is what I'm doing. So this is called the Internet Truck Stop, and I'm always messing it up, so let me get back in there. Okay, it may not go back in there. I don't know, they're trying to get a hold of Ruthie B or something. That's twice they called. So anywho, now this is like the rate. If you touch on any of this, it will pull up the load that you're looking at, like I just did. See, watch. So it gives you all the details. So now I can go here to the top and click on rate, and then I can either go to the highest rate or I can click to the lowest rate. And and you can do that anywhere along this menu on the top. So as you can see, these rates, they all look pretty good, but really when you get down to the details of it, that's 2,598. And you start breaking down the math on that, and then it's the weight of it's 42,000 pounds. Really not so cool. Now there's an Idaho Falls, but as many of you are aware, I'm not going to be going to Idaho anymore. I mean, unless it pays for the deadhead out of there, because the last two times I went there, I had the deadhead of over 1,000 miles back east. So now the loads that I get out of Nashville that go to Reno, those are firing back up. And I may or may not start hauling those. I might, because I can get loads right there. So they're going to Sparks, basically, Sparks, Nevada, and then just 14 miles away I usually pick up in Fernley, and that goes back to goes back to Denver, and I used to be able to pick up loads out of Kansas, but that's pretty much dried up. I haven't been able to really get any loads out of there lately. So, but the trucking industry, it changes around. It does. So, many years ago, van freight used to be really good, very profitable, and then it got to really where, I don't know if any of you remember, but about 17 years ago, I had a Peterbilt and I pulled a van, and I was running I was running from Alabama to Seattle, Washington, and so I ended up going belly up with that deal, and I couldn't make any money, and I was with a couple of different carriers, and I still couldn't make any money back then. And then I decided to go to flatbed at that point, because I could see that there was more money into it. And so money has been there up until the beginning of 2020, and then it seemed to change around about the same time as the COVID-19 got here. It started changing up in the trucking industry, and van freight started taking off, and flatbed freight started taking a dive. Now, I'm not exactly sure why that is. To me, the brokers are the ones that are playing games here. I don't really care for brokers. I don't believe they should be in the middle. Look, back in many of you know that back in the late 70s and early 80s, they deregulated it. The trucking industry, where shippers used to deal directly with companies, trucking companies, and they deregulated it because shippers would only work with certain companies and left a lot of people out. And so what they did is they got it deregulated and brought in the broker, the middleman, but that was supposed to help it out, but it didn't help it out. It made it worse because it's like the pie. When you start taking pieces of the pie, right? Yeah, and there's more pieces taken out, there's less pie to be had. And so, the brokerage companies, they take out some pretty big pieces, and doesn't leave much for the truck driver. And they try to blame the truck driver. And just the other day, I had a guy who books loads with brokers and come out and looked at me and told me, he says, you guys really take a lot of money and blah 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 blah. Like, I told him, I said, man, I don't hardly make any money doing this. I barely get by, and that's the truth of the matter. And I don't know what the brokers tell them. I'm sure they're really pumping them up full of crap, telling them, oh, well, them truckers, blah 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 blah. Yeah. They tell them that we're the problem, but really the problem is the man in the middle. The man in the middle tells the people that are shipping the stuff, blah, 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 that the guy that's going to ship the stuff is blah, 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 and they're lying, and they're taking the money, and they're, oh, I got the money, and here you can have a few pennies, and thank you for the money. Yeah, that's kind of more of the way it goes, and so I probably didn't explain that very well, but I basically, if you want to get down to the brass tacks of it all, I believe brokers with fees. That's what I believe they are, and they're supposed to be there to, if I remember correctly, they're supposed to take 5%, but it's more like 50% or 60%, and they're just really greedy, and so. And I don't want to get caught up on that because I've had to take down a video from last Friday for liability reasons. So don't care for the brokerage companies. They're greedy, and they're hurting the small man, the truck driver that's out here taking all the risk and working hard. And they go home every night to their families, going home every weekend, while we're out here working 7 days a week and don't get to see our families taking all the risk, dealing with people who are holding on their steering wheels and say, me, 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 me. You can't get in front of me, 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 me. That reminds me, what was that movie where the fish was? Nemo, I can't remember the name of it. Nemo, where all the seagulls are going, me, 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 mine, 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 mine. That's the way people are when they're driving their cars. You know, it's all about me first. So yeah, we're out here dealing with all that. So, I don't want to be on a complaint today. It's a Monday. So anyway, I came in here. I got about 7 hours, 52 minutes. I should be leaving out here at midnight, and I'm gonna book up on to Georgia. Try to book a load up out of Georgia or Alabama. We'll see what I can come up with. I did take down that video that I put up on Friday for liability reasons. And most important is my relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I had to take the weekend off and work out my relationship with the Lord. So that is most important to me, and nothing else matters. Really, that is the most important thing. Everything is secondary to that. And so I know a lot of you don't understand, but that's just the way it is. So anyway, I feel a little better today, and spiritually. Anywho, so hopefully you guys have a great evening, and a nice Monday evening, and the rest of your week works out great for you. And I hope you're very prosperous and blessed. And we'll talk to you later. Later.